You know, it's
Yeah.
the whole name of the brand. It's like, you know,
Always improving for
always
sure.
improving. Absolutely.
All right.
Got it.
Hey girl, hey.
How are ya?
Good. Do you like my little patch I got here?
Oh yeah.
You gave that to me a few years ago.
That is so funny.
I was like, you know what? I was cleaning something out and then I was like, oh my gosh, why have I did have a jean jacket before. So I was like, you know what? This is a perfect time to add it.
That's awesome. I like it. It looks
Love it.
good.
Well, thank you so much for joining me and everyone else who is viewing right now. This is Connect, Share, Repeat, where I have honest conversations with freelancers and small business owners. I am your host, Dyona W., owner and creative director of Dyona Design Studio. So, Nelissa, thank you so much. Why don't you do me the honor and introduce yourself?
Oh boy, my favorite part. My name is Nelissa. I am a freelancer in Chicago. I also am creative director of Stronger Wiser Every Day. I'm also based in Chicago, but when I'm not working on my brand, I do commercial wardrobe styling and onset tailoring for e-commerce.
Awesome. Amazing. Amazing. So let's, just jump right in. When COVID-19 happened, when shelter in place really was put in order, what were your kind of first initial thoughts on your business?
Honestly, I didn't think it was going to be as serious as it's become, so I didn't really prep for it or could have like even had like a backup plan for what happened. But honestly, it's just been a lot more community outreach, and I think since then, we've been getting way more traction. So, and I've noticed that with other small businesses as well. I feel like everyone's kind of there. So, in a way, like the universe has blessed us.
Yeah.
And I'm just going to continue to build on this momentum that we have right now.
Hmm.
And just, yeah, just keep going.
What
That's
do you mean, like you reached out to people and how has that affected you?
Well, it wasn't more of like reaching out. It was just more of like, okay, now what can we do as a brand to support each other and like what's going on. So like when this all kind of started, we decided that we were gonna do 10% of all sales to Catholic charities, and then for Earth Week going on, we're gonna donate 10% to like Garfield Conservatory. So it's just been like little things like that, or connecting with the community via IG Live like this.
Yeah.
So we've been doing Club Suite, which is really fun every Thursday, and then also talking to other creatives every Tuesday. So I feel like we've just been bringing the community in ways that we probably wouldn't have done before, and like just getting
Hmm.
creative with it.
Yeah, and I love that. I love that about the way that you have really been able to keep people's attention and just how quickly you've been able to adapt with the you call it SWE. I've been calling it hashtag just SW or
Oh yeah, that
SWE.
works
Yeah.
too. It's all
SWE. Okay. So you've been doing the live music sessions and you've been doing these talks and things like that. How can you how do you suggest other people kind of adapt that way? I mean, for you, it's so on brand for you guys, and I just absolutely love that. So, what kind of other suggestions do you have for other people?
Whatever is tailored to you. I mean, personally, I've always been into music, so it was kind of like me and Rachel. Rachel's my business partner. She kind of was just like, hey, if we should have like our friends go on and put something together. So it's explosive. It's meant to be personal. So I think
Hmm.
if there's something else that like another creative is into, I feel like just share, you know, kind
Yeah,
of another perspective in who you are and what your brand.
yeah, definitely. Do you have like any other plans to kind of market your business, or are you just kind of going with the flow right now?
We have been going like off the cuff, but right now we're kind of going through like a new rebranding. So you're gonna see like a new logo from us. You're also going to see like a new art direction. So
Hmm.
we're still growing a lot. And then I'm working on collection 5, which is a complete graduation from everything that I've been doing. I feel like everyone has been associating us with streetwear, and we're not streetwear.
Okay.
And then this new collection is way more tailored, way more involved. It's very more on the luxury end. So, but I'm still gonna incorporate like very casual pieces. But that is our ethos.
Yeah.
So yeah, we're just going through like a new brand identity right now in general. But I like where we're going, and I just want to continue building on what we've done during this time.
Yeah, definitely. And I think it's a good time too, to also kind of step back and look at what you are really doing. Because when we're in the busy, like everyday life of owning a business and working and freelancing and doing all these little things, it's hard to really look at your business as a whole when you're caught up in all those things.
Yeah, definitely. I know, and it's actually giving me like a lot more time to just, kind of put things like reorganize and structure, and kind of see like, okay, well, what have we been doing that is not working, and how can we actually make this better and like more interesting?
Yeah.
The whole name of the brand, it's like,
always improving, for sure.
Always improving, absolutely.
And for you personally, what when something isn't working, how can you kind of tell? Is it by sales? Is it by like who you're marketing to? How do you really test that?
Man, that's so hard. Like big companies are able to like use like all those crazy demographic search engines and all that stuff, and it's like, well, we don't have the capital to do that. So the biggest indicator is sales, and but what's crazy is that most of my sales come from pop-ups, and I cannot do that right now. So I think it's just more of like seeing how our engagement is, especially on Instagram, because that's our biggest platform. So if it's not, then we're just like, all right, let's just try like immediately. Like we don't dwell on it for too long. We're just like, all right, let's just like take it now. And like small enough where it's like we can do that, like we're able to. So yeah, it's kind of still like off the cuff. We don't really plan like too far just because it's like if you need to make that like money, and everyone is like dependent on it, so like we have to make those there.
Yeah, definitely. And you can plan as much as you want, but you're not going to expect there to be a full shutdown. There's so many things that you can never plan for. And I think that just always adapting like you are and always like changing and tweaking is part of being a small business for sure. Even large businesses,
Right. Yeah.
And you kind of touched on it, but you said, Instagram is kind of your biggest following. Why don't you guys do like Facebook, TikTok, Snapchat? Just get it all in everyone's face. Why do you primarily focus on Instagram?
Instagram because I feel like that's where we've been getting a lot of traction. Like Squarespace is great for tracking where your people are coming from. So it says on Instagram's like our main one, that and people who can put in our names. So we're like, all right, well, that it makes sense for us to invest in Instagram. And then there's also been a lot of articles about which demographics are on the app. So like our people are probably not on TikTok. Snapchat maybe, like we talked about that, but I don't know if it's something that we're going to do. And Facebook, also our demographics not really on there. I mean, it's linked to our Instagram, so it'll just auto update whenever we update Instagram. But yeah, that's just like our main focus right now, like where our customer is. So we're just gonna keep for now.
Yeah, that's and I definitely feel like in the freelance side of your business, like when you're on shoots and stuff, it's always like, oh, what's your Instagram? It's not like, oh, I'm gonna type in your full name on Facebook and what's your Twitter? Yeah, exactly. So I definitely think it has that vibe, especially as a freelancer too. You definitely know like this is where our culture is.
Yeah.
And being able to kind of focus on that, I often think, you have to be everywhere at every time, but sometimes it's like so draining.
So much. Not only that, but it's like I cannot even think of wanting to get another social platform right now. I would probably drive myself crazy.
Right. Yeah. And thinking of like how to tweak it so it's specific for that one platform, it's like,
No way.
Just insane.
If I had a bigger team, probably. And if I had a younger team, probably. Then I'd be like,
yeah,
let's do that.
You do whatever dance you got to do on TikTok to, yeah. Agreed.
I don't want to do that. It's too
much. For sure. You know, you touched a little bit about retail stores and how you can't be in them right now. You know, it's interesting. I went to the grocery store over the weekend and they were only allowing 50 people in the store at one time, and that included the essential workers. I kind of think that's going to be, you know, a very short-term solution to retail places. What do you think how do you think this is going to affect retail in the long term?
I think it's going to take a lot. I think we're going to adapt to a lot of those changes that started. Like a lot of places probably be buy appointment only, or maybe they're only going to allow like people at a time or something inside the store. If anything, it's going to be way more intimate. I don't think it's going to be like as crazy as it's become. But yeah, I think like keep on like practicing what has been implemented already. I really do.
Yeah, and I think, you know, you even see there's so many stores and department stores that are completely failing. These big box stores, like no one's shopping there anymore, mainly because they're going online or they just can't afford that square footage. So I think what you're saying is right, like having a more intimate kind of like smaller boutique-y definitely might be kind of where it's going. Now, you have done a lot of pop-ups. You've done a lot of like your individual pop-ups. You've done where you've kind of gone into other retailers as well. Was it ever big, like part of your bigger dream to have your own store?
Not at the moment. It never was really something I'm like, all right, I really want to do that or really think that makes sense for us. But like I said, we don't really plan like super far ahead. So like it honestly from what I've been noticing, like retail has not been doing well. Like people like pop-ups, people like temporary things. So at the moment, no.
Yeah.
I want to keep on making the online business priority and doing pop-ups when we can. Definitely other cities as well. So like that is something that we've been talking about and planning. Like we wanted to do the launch in New York, maybe. But yeah, we just wanted to keep exploring with the experiential side and temporary space because it makes sense for us. Like put our customer up. So yeah, we're gonna keep doing that.
Awesome. Yeah, and I think you're right with like that experiential and online. Like even right now and after this, it is so risky to even make that move. So interesting. You know, I think the culture where people stand in lines to get like the latest Yeezys and get, you know, the Cronut or whatever, like the H&M like designer collaborations. You know, it's been a big part of our culture for, I don't know, the last like couple years, maybe 8-10 years. Do you think COVID-19 is going to kill this culture?
It's hard to say. I feel like as humans, like that's in our nature, you know, like if there's a celebrity in town doing like a signing, like people are going to line up anyway or like, you know what I mean? So if anything is hyped like that, I think that's going to continue. I don't know how that's going to be after COVID. But I don't think that is going to change. I think maybe fast fashion will change or you know, how we dress will change. But I honestly don't think that maybe the demand will just shift to something else, you know? Yeah.
Yeah, interesting. And you kind of just led me into exactly what I want to talk about next, actual fashion. I think most people who are working from home are wearing more leisure wear. I know myself, I'm guilty of, you know, being in very comfy clothes when I'm working at my desk and things like that. Do you think that when we go back to work that people are going to want less tailored clothing?
No, I think because we've been wearing this nonstop, like we're gonna want that change. We're gonna want to feel like actually special, like that we put in that extra effort to look better. I'm sure there's still gonna be the people who do like the athleisure mixed with some tailoring, but I feel like there's definitely gonna be demand for that extra style, that extra look to actually stand out because I know that was something that happened after World War II. Like everyone was wearing workwear. All right, let's that's when like couture was like on the rise. So I feel like people are going to they're craving that. They want like we are you're humans. We are like
Yeah.
by what looks good, you know? So I feel like that athleisure is never gonna go away, but I feel like there's gonna be a resurgence for like this new type of tailor.
Yeah, that's exactly the attitude that I keep getting from a lot of stylists and a lot of different articles that I'm reading. They're like, we want to rebel. We're sick of this. We want to actually have something and have more style and things like that.
Yeah.
Now, I know, like you said before, that you were making masks and you were donating some of your proceeds to different companies and things like that. Do you think masks are here to stay? Should we be getting the next Gucci mask and Louis Vuitton mask and things like that? More fashion masks?
Yeah, I think they are here to stay. When I was in Korea recently, like everyone just wear it like out of courtesy, you know, if you are feeling sick or even if there's so much pollution in the air, like that was a common staple for your wardrobe. So yeah, I think they're gonna stay. So it kind of just depends on your style. There's so many out there now. I think some really cool ones. So anywhere you look, you're bound to find like something that's aligned with your look. So
yeah,
yeah,
and I think exactly, you know, and I was just thinking about, I've been seeing a lot of designer masks jump up lately on Instagram and things like that. And I almost wonder how companies are kind of like tread around this idea of making these masks because, you know, a designer mask isn't going to cost $10 or whatever it costs for a box of masks and things like that. So, how do you think companies should really approach selling those kinds of masks? Are they just they're couture, they're better quality, they're from Italy, you know what I mean? Like it's what you pay for, or should they tread lightly?
I would say tread lightly. If it says like, okay, we have this is made with very rare silk, which I don't recommend. I think you want
That doesn't do anything.
you
Yeah.
want something that's more breathable, but I mean, it's like buying a handbag. It's like, do you want the more, you know, cheap one, or do you want like, something with a little bit more bells and whistles? I feel like it's gonna be,
Yeah, definitely. I'm like even thinking, I'm like, I have some extra fabric laying around. I need to
Make
start.
one. Yeah, make one. I'm making these 100% cotton ones, like from muslin. I was using my overstock of cotton, but I'm out of that now. So I just switched over to muslin. So their new ones are up on my site. I'm only selling them for $4. So because my material is like really cheap for that. So so yeah, there's an option too.
Yeah, definitely. That's awesome. Well, that's just about all the questions I have for you today. Do you have any last tips for freelancers or small business owners?
If you can apply for the freelance loan, because I know I try to apply for unemployment like regularly, and I think that's enough. So if you have not done that, because who knows how long this is gonna last. I know that's on my to-do list still.
Yeah.
So I would recommend freelancers to do that and to just get creative online.
Yeah,
Who knows when we're gonna be out of this quarantine.
definitely. Well, thank you so much for joining me today. I really appreciate it. I really enjoyed our talk. It's always so good to see you too.
I know, it's good to see you too. We're gonna have to get some wine after this.
Wine, like whatever, tequila, I don't care what it is. We are just like, and it'll be good weather, hopefully. So it'll be right on time. I love it. Tell everyone where they can find you and they can find your brand.
So you can find me at strongerwisereveryday.com and same with our handle on Instagram, strongerwisereveryday. Check us out.
Awesome. And thank you everyone for joining. Again, this is Connect, Share, Repeat, where we go live every Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Our next guest is Erin Murray, Creative Director and Marketing Specialist. For the full lineup, please go to DyonaDesignStudio.com. And if you know anyone or have any artists that you want to suggest come on to the show, just DM me or email me at Dyona Design Studio. All right. It was good to see you. Goodbye.
Bye. Talk to you.